Okay guys, now that we've got it assembled, let's go ahead and give it a try out. I've got a piece of poplar here, just a scrap that I've clamped up in between dogs. Went ahead and used a rabbit plane, put a nice crappy dado here. Starts real deep in this corner, back to shallow, nice shallow hump in the middle here, back to a little bit deeper, and I went ahead and put a groove. While I was at it, got a nice little ramp going on here. Starts shallow at this end and goes nice and deep. So what we're going to do is take her through her first paces. Other than a couple little nicks in here where I actually made sure that the iron was going to cut after resolving our iron issue, it has never been used before. So you're here for a first. We'll see how it goes. So let's get a little paraffin wax on the bottom here. Make it glide nice and smooth. And we'll start with the high spot. Should be right around in here. Adjust our cutter down. Now by using a 10/32 bolt in our cutter adjustment knob here, we know that one turn of the knob is a 32nd of an inch. So I went ahead and put these finger grips in here because just in a little bit of holding it, it seemed easiest to me. Go ahead and grasp the knobs with my fingers here and a little forward pressure on it, especially when you're starting the cut. Thumbs at the back to give it a nice little push. And we're cutting. Get up into the corners. Iron could probably use a little bit more work. Blew out that corner there because first time using a router plane. And let's get that cleaned up. We'll go a little deeper now. About a 32nd or so. Certainly not taking light cuts. Might be a little too heavy. Come at it from the other side now. Yeah, certainly too heavy of a cut. It's alright. You live and you learn, I guess. Go ahead and lighten that cut up. Simple as that. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. All the way up to the end. And we'll try again. A little deeper now. Now we're getting somewhere. A little bit deeper. I do have just a little bit of lash back in my adjuster. Alright, now we're in business. I'd say we're just about there. Maybe a couple more passes. A little finer cut there. Now we're getting to the skinny of it. Come back the other direction. Doing this, just make sure that even if our iron is not setting perfectly square, then we get a nice flat, level bottom. Back with a paring chisel. corners. Well, it's certainly going to take a little more work on my part as far as learning to use it, but nice, consistent depth now. Quick and simple. Let's see how we do long grain wise. Again, I'm going to start here at the shallow end. Go ahead and bring my depth adjuster up. Tighten the knob just a little bit. And maybe a little bit more. Better. Now I can see, now for getting up into like this corner, the bullnose would certainly be a nice configuration for that. And now we're starting to cut. Obviously, I made these grooves horribly off. So that I can see just how good I could do. But I can pull a nice shaving and do some more work here across the width. We've got the medium-sized Lee Nielsen shoulder plane that I made this cut with originally. And some nice tight curls here. And again, this board is not flat at all. I didn't flatten it in any way, shape, or form, just straight out the scrap bin. Going with the grain, I seem to be able to take a little bigger bite, obviously. Makes sense that I could. And we're getting there. About halfway through now. Now while we're at it, let's go ahead and try the 1/4 inch cutter here. Went ahead and made one up while we were at it. So let's stick it in, see how it does. Obviously a lot less resistance, cutting a lot less material here. Nice curly Q shavings. A little better on control. Going with the grain. And now let's try it in the bullnose configuration. Take the adjust lock out. Adjust your knob off. Spin our iron around. One thing I will end up changing, I'm sure, is this post for the adjuster. It flexes just a little bit. It's just a real cheap 1032 bolt from Home Depot. I think probably if I go with hardened steel, you know, maybe a, like I said, cap bolt, that kind of thing, that I might have a little bit more success. Let's go down just a hair here, and go ahead and see if we can get her to cut. Seems to cut well in that configuration. See how it does pulling towards us. Again, this is the 1/4 inch cutter. Need to work on control just a little bit as far as my talent level here. Edges aren't exactly untouched as they should be, but let's get a nice look at that groove. A little bit of cleanup work there to do. Again, I was using 1/4 inch iron in this 1/2 inch wide groove here. Might even be a little more than half. Let's take a quick measure here. It is a 3/4 inch wide groove. So there you are. Done. I'm pretty pleased, especially for nothing more than a little time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.